Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jackie O. So another look number 4. Where we got number 4 from our Aaliyah series. This is the try again video look that she's wearing, kind of like a really dark mask-ish kind of masquerade looking eyes and silver glitter in the middle. You know what, this look is not done yet. This is what I need because this is what she's got in the video. Yep, she sure does. Bam. She sure does have them all, and yes, I did that. But anyways, so now that is the completed tutorial, and there's not really too many places that you can wear a look like this unless you're just like really bold and daring, kind of like I am. But you guys asked for it, so here it is, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start this look off using a full coverage matte foundation. I'm using Studio Fix Fluid by MAC. Also, just thought I'd like to add, I'm really not this pale in person. I promise you, it is just the lighting. So using my e.l.f. foundation brush, I'm going to apply this all over my face and buff it out. I love how this shade, this is NW45 by the way, I love how this shade warms up my skin. Make sure you get a bit of that underneath the eye. And don't forget about the temples of the forehead. I'm now using a Sumita brow pencil from Ziba, and I'm using this to fill in my brows. I'm going to fill them in a bit darker than normal. Not too much, but just a bit. And I'm also going to elongate the tail end of them. So to help with some of that fallout we're going to be dealing with underneath with the glitter, because you already know it's going to be messy, I used a shadow shield, and I'm pretty much just going to be freehanding this. I have not even planned or mapped this out, so I'm just going to pretty much go for it. And starting with a shadow base, I'm going to use my NYX jumbo pencil in Black Bean, and I'm going to just start applying this on my eyelid as well as starting at the crease. I'm going to be elongating that all the way back there, just like that. It's gonna kind of look somewhat like a mask, so we need some base to help pick up that shadow. And then I'm going to blend that out with my finger. I'm using a blending brush now to blend out around the edges to help smoke some of that out, so it's not super duper harsh. And then again, you've got to drag this all the way, like well into the temples, okay? So it should look like that. I'm using a matte black eyeshadow. This is from Sugar Pill. The name of the eyeshadow is Bulletproof. I'm working with a large shader brush. This is a 252 from MAC, and I'm just patting that shadow on all over. Actually, I'm gonna kind of leave that middle area alone because we're gonna be putting some glitter there later. But I'm pretty much just applying this on the inner corner and the outer corner. And then I am taking that blending brush and blending that out. Using a dark gray eyeshadow is going to kind of soften the edges of that black. So this is Print from MAC. I'm not going to use a ton of product, but just basically around the edges of where we applied the black, you're going to apply that. And just pretty much, I mean, this part is kind of easy. Just blend it until you get the desired amount of coverage or whatever results that you want. I'm using a silver glitter. This is Rockstar from LA Splash Cosmetics. And to give the glitter something to adhere to, I'm going to use my LA Splash Sealer. So we're going to start off by just applying a small amount of that splash sealer on the center of the lid. And once you do apply it, you want it to get a little bit tacky. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply that glitter. And I'm going to apply it in a way where it kind of like creates a harsh line, because Aaliyah definitely has like that cut crease look. If you really catch the look at a few shots, you can see that the line of where the silver is, it's quite harsh. So I'm going to try to get that line as even, as straight as possible. You don't want like a blended look. I'm now going to take the opportunity to apply a black kohl liner on the waterline, and I'm really layering this stuff on because her eyes are super dark, super smoky. I then used rice paper eyeshadow from MAC in the brow bone, and I'm putting it on a little heavy. She's definitely got like a really heavy brow bone application there. The next thing I'm going to do is take my Coastal Scents Camouflage Concealer Palette, and I'm applying that concealer underneath my eye. And I'm also taking that concealer with the concealer brush and I'm tracing along the bottom of the eyeshadow to correct any of the mistakes you might have made. And also, if you really look at Aaliyah's makeup, she's got like this super bright highlight underneath her eye. All of the concealer from here to here is just completely lit. So we're going to be achieving that same look with the concealer. So notice I'm using something definitely lighter than my complexion, and then I'm applying it all the way to well into my cheekbones. So it's gonna look something like that. I'm also working with that concealer along the bridge of my nose, and I'm using that to contour. And I'm gonna be applying that all the way into my forehead. Working with that black kohl liner again, I'm going to start to trace in the inner tear duct of my eye. One line just like that. Triangular going downward. And then I'm going to also take that liner and run it into my crease. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want a harsh line in my crease. So literally just follow the socket bone of the eye and draw a line. Then I took a blending brush and I blended that out. And then I'm going to use an even fluffier blending brush to blend some more. This look is very, very dark and very, very heavy. So I'm kind of going outside of the limits of the eye of what I'm used to doing. And she's also, the line down there is not so harsh. So I'm gonna start slowly blending it out a little bit. You can even tap a little bit of that gray eyeshadow we were working with earlier onto the brush and then blend it out to smoke it out a bit more. And now I'm just using that concealer brush we used earlier to just straighten out that line that we've created with the black liner. I'm using a damp beauty blender sponge to blend out that concealer that we applied. Always use this thing damp, and all I did was I just used a little Fix Plus just to dampen it. Now it's time for the highlighting part. I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I'm applying this underneath my eyes with a latex sponge. And I'm making sure to really just pat and press it in because, again, Aaliyah's got like this highlight underneath her eye that's just more lit than normal. And I'm applying that all the way back there into the temple area. And it's predominantly under eyes where you see that. You don't really see too much of that going on the forehead and the nose. So I'm really just going to pack it on underneath the eye area. It kind of reminds me of the Black Swan a little bit in a weird, bizarre way. I'm then using a large powder brush and I'm going to just gently dust off the excess. I'm going to go easy on the powder. I'm going to use my Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC. Still working with that large powder brush and just lightly kind of grazing over the foundation and over that under eye area where we applied that powder. I'm now using a warm brown contour powder. This is Blunt Blush from MAC, and I'm applying this on the hollows of my cheekbones like I normally do. She doesn't really have a lot going on the rest of the face. I'm also going to use a little bit of that blunt down the sides of the bridge of my nose with a blending brush, and I am contouring, baby girl. I'm going to use a kind of nude peachish blush. This is Copper Tone from MAC. And I really don't want a ton of color, so I'm just kind of lightly going over my cheeks with that large fluffy brush. Remember, the larger the brush, the less color payoff you get. It's going to be more sheer. So that's why I'm using this big bad boy here. I'm using a thin liner brush to apply the matte black eyeshadow we used earlier, Bulletproof, underneath my eyes. And then I'm blending it out using a fluffy blending brush because it is pretty heavy in the look. So I'm just kind of blending and smoking that out. I'm then gonna add mascara. This is the Maybelline Lash Stiletto. You can't even see my lashes up against this look. Sheesh. I'm going to use Chestnut Lip Liner by MAC, which is a dark brown lip liner, to get that really sexy, nude-ish, peachish lip that she's got going on. Her lips are pretty contoured in this video, so I just thought I'd do something a bit darker. I then applied Freckle Tone lipstick by MAC, which is kind of like a nude peach. And I'm blending that into the lip liner. And then for a glossy finish, I'm using Smashbox Illume lip gloss. She's got like a glossy gold sparkly looking, it's like nude and peach, glossy and sparkly all at the same time, if you catch my drift. Okay, that is the completed look. Everyone that requested it, thank you once again. I'm hoping that you guys have been enjoying the series this far. Thank you so much for watching. For more pictures and the list of products used in this video, go ahead and roll on over to my blog and check that out. And that's all I got. I will see you guys at the next video. Bye.